LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's the LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And tonight, it is our pleasure to bring back to the show dear friend from the Offspring, Dexter Holland.
Hi there.
Good to see you, Dexter.
You too.
The CD is the best of the Offspring, or it's Offspring's greatest hits. That's always... what do you think we are? Are we 50-50 on that throughout the last 50 years?
What?
Best of versus greatest hits?
Probably. I like greatest hits. What I'm intrigued by is that I've never seen you and I wrestle over anything before.
Well, I wanted the CD.
I wanted too.
Wow.
That's never happened.
Yes. The Offspring is one of the few bands, because that Drew bangs his head to.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah. And we usually want CDs, but not the same one.
And not this badly. You know, we both want it badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, when, Amy Mann comes in here, I want the CD, and when the Insane Clown Posse comes in, you want the CD.
That's right. And sometimes I want the Zamba music, too.
Yeah.
Zamba's, I'm into that.
Yeah.
A lot of our audience is doctors.
Oh, yeah. No,
professional types, lawyers, accountants.
Mostly white-collar types, yeah. Three-piece suits.
And as we left off with Dexter, you and T were going to hook up.
That's right.
And he called you.
We called, and then I promptly called him back 3 months later.
3 months later.
And he promptly called me back 3 months later.
Okay,
And here we are today.
I know.
I want to go up in Dexter's jet because Dexter has an aeroplane, and
but he
really
kindly
exciting.
called you and set it up, and you just blew him off.
No, that's not what happened.
It seemed like that kind of.
It felt that way.
Of course.
Because he's a big rock star, it felt like
Whatever.
that. He called me. I was in the middle of
He called
things.
you, I think, more than once, I recall.
I called him back.
I call him, and he doesn't call back, and then that night I see him on Jimmy Kimmel, and he's a big star, and then I'm embarrassed to call again,
No, I would, I don't know what kind of jet he has. What I would like you to do, Dexter, is to buy one of those old MiG-15s and bring it over
All
here.
right.
Have you ever thought about, you're a pilot, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're certified to fly a jet?
That's right.
And is a jet, I only fly the model planes.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
Same.
Same principles.
A lot of people fly the model planes and who've flown the big ones say that the model ones are more difficult.
Okay, yes.
A little less at stake if something goes wrong, but more difficult. Now, the thing about the jet versus the prop plane is the jet takes a little while to spool up, right?
The older
you
ones.
can't just can't hit the throttle and just blast off like you can with a prop. Are the new ones different?
The newer ones, they spool up more quickly, but there's still a little lag time. Got to plan it out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is the top speed your jet will fly?
Mine goes about 450.
Mm-hmm. And is it able? I'm wondering. You don't see much of it, but are those planes the aeroframe of the plane? How much are they able to take? Can you do a barrel roll? Could you do a loop? Can you monkey?
It's supposed to be certified. Like a regular passenger plane isn't certified to do aerobatics, what you're talking about and stuff.
Right.
But they have to meet certain minimum, like it has to be able to withstand, I think it's 3.8 G's.
Wow.
So
That's pretty
it can take a lot of
substantial.
stress, yeah.
Hey, do you get to do fun things with it? I mean, would you have you
Just
ever
to
been
show off,
inverted?
to show off.
Have you ever done like a barrel roll?
Not in this one, no. In other planes, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a friend that flew F-15s for the Air Force, and he took me for a ride.
Oof.
Oh, what
Did you
that
fly it?
cost us, Drew?
Yeah.
Just in gas. It cost us.
Yeah.
87 grand.
Thank you, America.
Easily. Here's my old thing about all that go up with the guys and the Blue Angels and all that stuff and the buddies. I would love to do it, but whoever is doing it is going to try to make you vomit, and they will probably achieve their goal with me. Like, what I would love to do
they
is...
pretty much do it with everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They'll do it with everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
A feeble pope could go up with the Blue Angels, and they'd go for inverted rolls and get the pope to barf all over the cockpit. My thing is like...
Vicar would vomit.
The Vicar of Christ vomits in the cockpit. My thing is like, I would love to go up in the plane. Just don't show off. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
This is be thrilling enough. And we get up to 30,000 feet. Hand me the stick for 10 seconds. I'll pretend like I'm flying. You take it again. You don't have to. We're cool. Thrill enough, by the way. What we're doing right
What's
here.
in it for them then?
Yeah, I know. I guess that's
what?
well, not vomiting in your plane. If you think about
it's
it,
in your mask. It doesn't go into the plane. It's just all over your face.
well, Drew, you ain't rolling the window down and hanging your head out like you did in your buddy's VW Squareback.
It's the Ranchero.
A Ranchero. Pardon me. All right. So, and do you take now, where do you keep the plane? At your house?
Yeah, I keep it at the airport.
At the airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh, creative. I like
Well,
that.
you know what is
He's an
cool
artist.
in Florida and
Yes, you
other
put
states?
houses
They
by the
have
airport.
those drive-in
Yes.
airports where people just taxi into their huge garages.
Yeah, that's really cool, huh?
You're like John Travolta.
Got to live in Florida, though, is the problem.
Well, they have a few in other parts of the country as well. I do believe, but they keep talking, and I know we're supposed to talk about the Offspring. Offspring. I'm really excited about this. They keep talking about this personal travel and how in years to come the airwaves are going to open up and everybody's going to have it's going to be like having a car. And they've been claiming this for 50 years, but
Really?
just in the last few years, it seems like they've made some strides. Am I right?
Like what?
Like having homes attached to a runway.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Like composites, for instance, materials that are stronger, a little lighter, a little cheaper to process now, where they can have these personal jets that aren't multi-million-dollar planes that only heads of corporations can own, but they're a little more accessible for like rock stars and guys who own banks and stuff, as opposed to the guy who owns Nike.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like these I don't know. I've seen a lot of these designs and stuff on these channels where it's like it's $1.5 million and it goes 400 or 500 miles an hour and you can have it yourself. Yeah? Am I right?
There's a couple new planes coming out that they're making the jet smaller and smaller, so it's more personalized, I guess.
Right.
So there's stuff like that, and I think like the guys that did Spaceship One out in the desert, the Burt Rutan, Dick Rutan. The thing, it was sort of funded by the Microsoft people and all that also. But I think that's a great example of the innovation, and they didn't rely on the government to spend $500 billion and have it not work. These guys did it, a small team of people themselves. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. You know what the deal was? It was the X Prize, Drew. $10 million.
Right.
Here's the deal. You spend $20 million, you get $10 million.
Yeah, but
you risk your life.
But you own the business. You own the skies. You own
Yeah.
your first line.
It seems like 30 years ago, everyone was like, you'll be taking your vacation on the moon in 5 years.
Right.
And then it completely went away.
Yes.
And in the last 18 months,
Pow.
it's been a mad rush to get back in the skies.
Interesting.
Exciting. So you guys are doing the Vans Warp Tour, yes?
That's right.
And that starts the 18th. You're starting in Columbus, Ohio. Are you going all the way through?
Yeah, we're doing the whole thing.
Wow.
It's 8
Are you going to
weeks.
fly your plane?
For part of it, I'm going to stay on the bus at first. I'm going to keep it real, for a little while.
And then it's into the plane. And then you arrive 2 days before the bus does.
I'll buzz them, Leonard Skinner style on the way, you know.
Ozzy Osbourne style. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Aussie style, that's right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
What happened?
I don't know, Randy Rhoads or whoever. Don't you know that story, Drew?
No.
Ozzy Osbourne's, prodigy guitarist. I think it was like Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads, yeah.
From the, early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. They're out on tour, and he was out flying with some guys just in a private aircraft. And they thought it'd be funny to buzz the tour bus.
Yeah.
And they got a little bit too low when they buzzed it, and that was the end of Randy Rhoads.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see, Drew? You see what happens when you monkey?
Yeah.
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 I'll be careful next time.
Man, Mom said not to play ball in the house. You know what
Gotta
I'm
watch
saying?
that spool time.
Yeah, you got to spool up that Cessna.
Yeah.
450. What about in a dive? What do you think you get that baby up to?
It's funny because last time I was here, you were like, don't you have a hobby? You have an old car or something? You had no idea. And ever since you found out about the flying,
enamored with it.
That's all. Yeah, that's all it is. And so I called. I want to take you on that ride. I want to show you what it's all about.
I want to do it. Where's the plane? At your house? Where do you got it? In Santa Monica Airport?
Long Beach.
Long Beach, a little out of my range.
Oh.
Can you fly over to my house? Fly over to Burbank, and then I'll meet you over there.
I'll do it.
You don't see any private stuff going out of Burbank, but Van Nuys.
Yeah,
that's where you fly
Santa
into.
Monica.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
Oh, and seriously, Drew, I was telling Drew this the other night. I think you can pick up a Soviet MiG for like 50 grand.
You can.
Do you know how much they are?
Well, you can get them you need to go through them and rebuild them. It's like getting an old shell of a car and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. I've considered it. There's another one, a Czechoslovakian one that they sell. That there's a guy in Reno that makes them.
Yeah.
And you can buy them. It's really cool.
Seems kind of bitchin'.
Would the idea, what would just to have, or would it be just if I need to get somewhere fast? I've got to.
No.
I mean, what would
No, it's to be able to. It's like the world's ultimate toy. You have a MiG.
But you wouldn't actually use it for anything, any functional purpose.
You guys gonna move furniture in it.
I'm just saying, it would.
Could
you get across country in an hour and a half? Like if I
Starving rock stars furniture moving. We could move one end table across country in like 20 minutes.
You could use it yourself. Yeah.
That was always a fantasy of mine. I could get somewhere like pow, like instantly.
Right.
Yeah, okay,
just saying.
Drew. No,
Yeah, I can have fantasies too.
You're going to
Relax.
do something with it. You're going to have fun with it. You're going to show off with it. It's a nice plane. And it, sturdy.
Sure.
Yeah. It'll take flack.
Nice.
She'll come home. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I want to thank the LoveLine listeners, by the way, for supporting my show last night. We did pretty well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened? What'd you do?
We almost beat the Daily Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really
That's
very good.
exciting,
Yeah, it was
Drew.
exciting, yeah.
Drew's show premiered last night, everybody, on
I
Discovery
attribute it
Health.
all to the LoveLine listeners. I thank you.
I was sitting at a table for George Lucas's induction into the AFI Film Award, whatever, tonight at the Kodak Theater with
that's
the
cool.
Discovery guy, the guy who invented the whole thing.
Wow. Oh, yeah, the guy that owns it.
John, what's his nose?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
whatever. Warbucks. That's
Yeah.
what I call him. Big Daddy. Yeah, just bought himself a car for $3 million.
Really?
Yes.
What kind of car would that be? A Ferrari? Old?
A concept car from the 50s that was,
Wow.
had to wrestle away from somebody.
Oh, interesting.
Nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. More than Dexter's airplane, but not by much. Jared, and he does keep this at his head. No, he keeps it in the museum. Jared, you're 26.
Yeah,
What's up?
not much.
All righty.
Get right to
Let's
it
get
here.
back to airplane talk. What do you think about that new Raptor, that
Let's hear a
F-22?
song. Let's hear a Joe Offspring song.
I want to hear Offspring song, too.
I do. Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
What are we
Serious.
going to hear? Oh, I got it.
You got the CD next to you.
I do, yeah. You ready to go there, Michelle? Drew never wants to hear a band song.
Especially on the first segment.
No.
I've been like craving Offspring songs, so it's good.
Wow. Right on.
You could actually just go ahead and buy an Offspring CD, Drew, if you want to listen to some
Slow down,
Offspring.
slow down. What? A what?
You could download something
Yeah.
from like iTunes. Oh, yes. Yes.
Some sort of magical device?
Yes, yes. It's
Wow.
your right from the comfort and safety of your own home. We will hear a little something from, I was going to call it the best of again, but it's the Offspring's greatest hits. Seriously, if somebody put a gun to your head and said greatest hits versus best of
Best
in the
of,
last
though, sounds
20
like,
years,
sounds
what
like
is it?
It's greatest hits, because it means you got a lot of hits, and these are just the best of them. Best of means it's your little brother's idea of the best songs. You may not have heard them.
Greatest hits,
Greatest
not
hits means,
the same as best of.
Greatest hits means you have lots of hits, and we're just going to show you the greatest.
Would you be
Will you
saying
listen to
that
the damn
same
song?
All right, but what if they called it the best of? Would you give the same explanation but in reverse just to be flattering
Sure.
to Dexter?
Yeah, well, this was the
All
Offspring,
right,
yeah,
that's what I figure. All right, this one is called Can't Repeat. Yeah, the Offspring, everybody. The greatest hits. During the song, Dexter was explaining to us how he's flown solo around the world, and then I was explaining to him how I went to the Lowry seasoning plant in Eagle Rock.
And you masturbate by yourself, too.
I got a little packet of taco seasoning to take with me, you know.
In your travels.
I took an extra one, yeah. So now I have 2.
That's good too.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, you know, we both live life pretty dangerously. You pick your poison. For you, it's, you know, world travel. For me, it's, you know, going down to Glendale, seeing how the seasoning is made.
And flying those
Flying the model planes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about that, too. It's very exciting.
Let's try to take a call.
You want to take a call?
Let's try.
You want to try Jared again?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Jared,
Yeah.
you're 26?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
I'm just sitting on the couch because my wife's mad at me because she wants to have a threesome.
You're 26. Well,
Yeah.
you sound 16, but
Yeah. All right. And you don't want to have the threesome?
Well, I haven't done it before, so I'm not sure about it.
what's up with your wife?
Like, see, I think if I have the threesome with her friend and her, that our relationship won't be as good as it is.
Well, it will end, but what else? Except for that.
Do you
And
have any?
and I don't know what her friend may have.
When were you born? Birth date now. Oh, forget it.
Jared.
I'm retarded.
All right, Jared. You got to be able to spit out your birth date, buddy.
If
My
you could pretend
birthday?
if you could pretend to be 10 years older than you are.
Yeah. Nice,
Yeah.
buddy.
Let's put down
Listen,
the bottle,
stoner.
Jared.
Oh, you can tell by my voice, can't you?
You smoke a lot of pot.
Yeah, and your brain function.
I
And your
smoke a lot of pot.
Yes.
Dude, all right. I'm 15. I've never done drugs before. This is just the way I talk.
No way. You smoke
Wow.
a lot of pot. You can't. You couldn't fool me on the age. You can't fool me on the pot either.
No, I
Listen,
swear to God. I swear
Jared.
to God.
All
Jared.
right, but what about
Wait.
what
There's
about,
nobody else on
hold
Earth.
on a second,
There's nobody else on
Drew.
Earth that left.
All right, but
Except
let me
the
ask you
marijuana.
this. You know how Oprah's got like $70 billion?
Yeah.
But like when Halle Berry comes on her show, she gets real black, like real
Yeah.
little home girl.
So he's getting like
Maybe-
Spicoli-esque when he calls LoveLine.
Yeah, I'm saying like maybe
Yeah.
15-year-old dudes get like kind of Spicoli-esque in high school, and they don't even smoke pot. They just take on that affect the way Oprah turns black when she
I'm
has
with you.
Halle Berry
I'm with
on
you
it.
100%. But the affect, yes. The laugh, no.
All right.
That laugh is unique.
Jared,
Yeah.
by the way, if you're gonna do the age thing, at least
Make it
work out the
close.
math.
Yeah, the math make it close to your age.
And the
Just-
math isn't that tough because, you know, we're 2005. You know, you deduct 25 years, you're right back to, 1980. It's not, you one more year. You know what I'm saying?
It's adult supervision or whatever. But I'm a really big fan. I've never called y'all before. I mean, like, y'all are my idols.
Thank you. But please admit.
Drew, I'm going to watch that Discovery Channel.
Discovery Hell Channel. God bless you.
Yeah.
And admit you smoke pot for Drew, please.
No, I really don't smoke pot. It's
Okay.
Just, I have this accent. And
Okay. But listen, Jared, let me ask you something. You're 15,
Yes.
and you're claiming to be 26.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a nice rule of thumb. If you lie about your age, go up just a solid 10 years, then your birth date, everything else is the same. You just move it up one decade.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. However, Jerry could not have pulled it off with that Greg Brady voice. Couldn't have done it.
Probably not, but if he'd spat out,
We might have backed off.
1979,
Yeah, we might have
you may
backed
have bought into it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. Just saying. Katie?
Yeah.
You don't go up 11 years. That'll screw
I know.
you up. You
Yeah,
go
but-
just a solid 10.
Or you do it exactly and you write it down. You sit there with it staring at you.
Just go a solid 10. If
All
you're
right.
born in 85, you go down to 75.
All right, fair
Our idiots would go the wrong direction.
Of
Like, if they're
course.
born in 75 and they're claiming to be 35. They're 95? Go ahead, Katie.
Oh, hey, real quick, I just want to say Dexter's going to be in Louisville, so I'm right near Louisville. So I just want to say, hey,
Right on. Yeah, we're doing a show on Saturday, actually.
yeah.
Cool.
It's for the Do Action Sports Tour. It's called kind of like the X Games.
He'll buzz your tower, baby.
Well, I wanted to talk to you all about my brother. He's 12. He's about 10, almost 11 years older or younger than me. and he keeps trying to grope me.
Really?
Yeah.
Describe to me
Hold
exactly.
on. Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
What's the circumstance? What does he do? What happens?
Well, we'll be sitting there on the couch, and he'll come up and try to hug me, and he'll cop a feel, and he'll sit behind me, and he'll start kissing my neck in like a peck sort of way. It's like getting weird.
Has he got any problems otherwise?
No.
Yeah, that's enough. Is he? Are you voluptuous?
Yeah, I have pretty big boobs.
Why are there 10 years between you guys?
I was the youngest up until he was born. He was just a big accident.
He was an accident. You have much older parents.
It's 45. Yeah. So not,
All right, they were 23 when they had her. All right, well, let me just say this without trying to let this guy off the hook too much, but at 12, like your brain is almost exploding with what does a boob feel like? Like
Right.
what does this?
Yeah, 12 is there's an occasional 12-year-old like that, but it's a 13-year-old that gets like that.
Well, there's two types of sexuality for a young boy.
Yes.
One is
None.
No, Drew. And Drew has 12-year-olds now, so he's going to deny all this. He's fighting it. That's how it works, Drew. But seriously, Drew, here's how it works with guys. There is a sort of prepubescent sexuality and the post. The pre is sort of like, what is it? I want to grab a boobie.
Yes.
Sort of weird fantasies about being invisible and seeing mom's friend in the pool, getting changed. This sort of weird adolescent fantasies that really there's no business. You know what it is? It's like your cat that captures a lizard and just wants to swat it around. Doesn't know what to do with it, but it's like impulse. It's like, I want to jump on it, swat it around. Ends up killing it, but doesn't eat it.
Right.
Later on, you want to eat.
But he's not.
You want to eat.
But
you hear? You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Oh, I am.
I know. I know you know what I'm saying.
But it's not as though you're going to violate family boundaries based on that. There was not a million years. In fact, you hide that from your family. You would never allow them to get near anything.
Yes, but 10 years older doesn't probably feel sibling-esque in a weird way to him.
Auntie Katie.
Probably feels like, you know what I mean? You're like 10 years off, the sister's like, especially if she's gone and away or in high school when you're in, you know what I mean?
Give him every excuse. However,
big jugs.
My spidey sense still says something's wrong here. Something's up.
Katie?
Yeah.
What's going on with the family?
Nothing really. My parents are still married. My dad's an alcoholic.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Helps.
Has he maybe done something to your brother, or your brother's seen a lot of stuff that's making him sort of
I
act
really
out?
don't think so. I mean, he was a lot worse when me and my older brother were younger, not now.
Worse than what? Oh, your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but understand that was when your brother was in his formative years and really can affect him profoundly.
The neck licking is a
bizarre,
creepy and weird part of this.
Yeah, it makes me concerned that he didn't get sort of proper supervision. There's chaos in the phone with the alcoholic dad.
Right.
And then this guy, sexual acting out of this sort usually implies serious trouble.
Is he seeing? Also, it seems like he was probably exposed to a little internet something or a little. I was going to say DVD, but your family sounds a little more like beta. See a little something on a little beta, or hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, my mom TiVoed Dr. Drew's show, but maybe I won't watch it now.
Is this become bogus?
Saying we're beta.
Oh, yeah. No,
she has TiVo. She has TiVo. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. So the point is this guy could use a little therapy.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Kids that age will, not even younger too, will start doing strange things like masturbating in public and sort of self-stimulating and violating boundaries. That's all signs of what's going on internally, and that suggests some pretty serious stuff is going on. And you got the alcoholic dad. You've got the issues of questions of supervision. So I don't know. Just we're definitely looking at it. Let's take a break.
We'll give him some therapy. When we come back, David's got a question for Dexter about the Offspring song, and more of that. More jet talk. More jet talk. We're going to talk military surplus. Yeah.
Why not?
All right. All that after this.
LoveLine will be right back. So get your problems ready.
LoveLine is brought to you by The Closer, a new original series, Mondays at 9, 8 Central on TNT.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam, that's Dr. Drew. Flyboy Dexter here tonight from The Offspring. The Offspring's greatest hits is what we're talking about tonight. Also, the band is going to be on the Warped Tour. I'm guessing, I'm just going to go ahead and go on a limb and say headlining the Warped Tour, which is extensive. I'm looking at it right now. If you can hear us, the band and the tour will be coming to your town. I almost guarantee it. So you got that to look forward to this summer. And who else is on the bill, Dexter?
The Transplants are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of other bands.
Oh, other bands. Fantabulous.
No, just kidding. MXPX is playing. My Chemical Romance is playing. One of my bands, Rufio's playing. There's all kinds of great stuff happening out there.
Now, you say one of your bands. One of the bands you produce or is on your label? Or
Yeah, I have a little label called Nitro Records. And I've put out a bunch of bands. And Rufio's one of my most well-known bands right now. They're going to be on part of the tour.
Where did you discover them? And by the way, they make a fabulous fish taco.
Rufio's?
Yes. Awesome.
They're from the Inland Empire.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
Yeah, no, they're great.
They
Great
are.
band.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
They're off the speed.
All right. They're just dealing. They don't actually
They
do the
actually use
speed.
it,
All right.
Maybe you should tell the kids some of the dates of some of the shows in this area.
Great idea.
Let's see. It is starting now.
We're in a lot of these cities.
Yeah. Now, Ann highlighted one of the dates, but we'll go back up. Starts the 18th in Columbus, Ohio, then Milwaukee, Wisconsin, St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio,
This is just now.
Well,
where the
those
20
aren't. Yeah.
Las
those are-
Cruces,
we're talking to them.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Peoria, Chula Vista at the Coors Amphitheater, Long Beach, San Francisco, Ventura. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it like I'm
Radio style?
Radio style. Fresno, California, Fresno Convention Center, Cell Arena.
Give them the date, too,
Pomona
buddy.
coming in, checking in on July 6th, 2 days after the 4th, everybody. That's 05 for you stoners out there. Pomona coming in, Pomona Fairplex.
Yeah,
And again
reverb.
on the 7th, Maryvale, California, Sleep Train Amphitheater, Boise, Idaho. Grab a potato and rock your head out of Idaho
What date?
Center
What
Amphitheater.
date?
By the way,
What date? Boys.
that's coming in on the 8th of July. It's going to be hot. Tell you what, right now. Boise, I'll tell you, talk about imagination. Boise, Idaho at the Idaho Center Amphitheater.
Nice.
Ooh, I bet somebody won a competition, too, sending in that title. Georgia, the Gorge Amphitheater. That's right. That's going to be on the 9th of July. St. Helens Arena, Columbus Meadows. The hell? Oh, that's in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah. St. Helens? Oh, is that where
No.
that's not Mount St.
That's
Helens?
Washington, Mount St. Helens.
Oh.
That's right.
Well, what the hell are they doing
I
that
don't
for?
know.
Well, that's confusing. All right. Salt Lake City, Denver, Indianapolis. It just keeps going. I don't have to
Chicago.
give you the date. You just go.
23rd.
Just go every day. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Chicago. Then we're getting into August, Pittsburgh and Atlanta, Jacksonville, Pompano Beach. It's just, look, go on the internet, everybody. I can't remember all that stuff, Drew. All right, where are we? Got a
calls.
question for the band?
Bunch of Texas dates, 24th, 25th, 26th.
David,
Yeah.
you're 17.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hold on real quick.
All right.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, I'm asking Dexter a question real quick.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's the lead singer of a band. Hold on real quick. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah,
Is
my
that
mom
your-
just called me. Y'all was trying to ask you a question, but I'm not even supposed to be on the phone. But
Really? All right.
Let's do it real
hey,
fast.
Adam,
Yeah.
I got a good one for you. Hold on real quick. Adam.
Corolla.
Exactly. Hey, I got a pool here, and from there, I already officially called that from.
Dexter, I'm trying to get the pool game Marco Polo replaced
Oh,
with
right.
Adam Carolla.
I like it.
It works, right?
Adam
Carolla. You see how that goes?
Yeah.
That's nice. Listen, Marco Polo. I did a little reading on Marco Polo. You know that? You know what I found out, Drew?
He was a courageous man.
No.
Oh.
He had nothing to do with pools at all.
What?
No. I thought he
he
invented
did.
like the skimmer or something. I didn't know that he had nothing.
What?
First off, the dude's been dead for like 80 years. Okay?
Well,
that's number
He
one.
must have had a pool.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
You know, he talked about like going to China and discovering like top ramen and bringing it back to Italy. You know what? And a lot of people say no.
Fact.
They say he was lying. They say he spun yarn.
Huh?
That's what they say.
I never made it.
There's a funny thing when I was reading about him online. It says on his deathbed in Naples, a priest begged him to
Admit that he'd been lying.
admit that he'd been lying. And I thought, Well, that's a great priest.
Yeah.
You think your guy's going to give you a little peace, a little after? Come on, admit it, dude. It's like, thanks, buddy. I'm dying here. I'd be pissed off if you brought the last rites priest in and he just started grilling me. He just started sweating me. Yeah. You know what his reply was?
What?
He said, well, it was in Italian, so I didn't understand it, but it was something to the effect of, I haven't even told half the stuff I've done.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, isn't he supposed to exonerate him of all his sin? Isn't that just to say?
I just like the idea that a priest was sent in there to sweat him when he was dying. David?
I don't know.
That's real.
Here's your
That's a real
chance, David.
kid.
Go quick.
Go, Dave.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
Go quick.
Go.
I got a question for Dexter.
Go.
Yeah, what's up?
You guys had a song once on that Crazy Taxi,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know what the song's called. That's why I'm calling to ask. When it starts off, it goes yeah, and then it starts off. It's a crazy ass beat, but I just don't know what the song's called.
Yeah, that song was All I Want.
All I Want.
Yeah. It's on our greatest hits record.
And the best of the album, too.
Yeah.
We might even play it in the next hour, David, but you'll be asleep.
No, actually I won't, because I'm a lead singer of a band, and that's just that question has been bugging me for about 2 years. I've been wondering what that song is.
Can't you go on the computer now and just find the answer to every question?
Well, actually, I don't really like computers. I have a computer here at my house. You guys actually asked me that one question, and I told you that I don't like computers. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I didn't call. That's the only reason I didn't.
I understand. You don't like computers, but you like answers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you guys can find some middle ground somewhere, you and the computer you hate so much.
Who's this you guys? It's just me. That's why I decided to call in.
No, when I say you guys, I mean you and the computer.
I think it's his internal computer that doesn't work.
Okay. I think he's got a Tandy up there.
Yeah.
Hey, my mom just came in. I got to actually hang up, right?
Can we? What kind of hardcore band are you in where your mom is yelling at you to close hang the phone up? You guys can't possibly rock.
That's punk, dude.
Is it punk to have your mom yelling at you?
Yeah. Way punk.
He's calling from Tucson. What the hell time is it? What is it? An
1 hour
hour?
later? Well, they
don't do daylight savings. Does that make 6 hours difference?
1 hour later there.
What
Later?
is it if they don't have daylight savings?
No, it's later, earlier there. The same. What?
No, it's
They don't go ahead, so it's 1 hour back.
9:30.
Yeah, it's early.
Is it? What is it? Are you telling me it's 9:30 and he's 17 and his mom is yelling at him to get off the phone?
Yeah, but you heard what a J.O. this kid is. His little mom's got to work on him a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't realize you guys were nationwide last time I was here. I don't think you guys were.
No, we were.
We were.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We try to keep. You know what we are. We're like a ma and pa store that has franchises all over the country.
Congratulations.
But we have that down home kind of feeling.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years, Dexter.
Wow. And that's not enough. You still want to steal Marco Polo's name, his game?
I feel it's time. As a matter of fact, my whole career up until now has been leading to the Marco Polo thing.
Right.
That's all I've been wanting to do. What a legacy. You know what I mean? Leaving that behind?
Yeah.
The pool thing? You know what I
Just
mean?
invent a new game called Adam Carolla.
I feel
International appeal.
I just feel like Marco Polo's, he's been dead for like 900 years.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just usurp him.
I don't think he was a great guy. He probably took a mistress or two. All those guys were racist back then, too, True. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
He didn't go over there to China and, take some spices and stuff and give them fair market value for it. He probably ripped them off.
Just start a rumor that they named the Toyota after you.
Yeah, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
Screw him up, though, yeah.
Yeah.
He's already yelling about the spelling all the time.
Augie,
Yes. Hello.
you're 19?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, first off, I'd like to say that I really love you guys, Dr. Drew and Adam.
Thank you.
The Offspring, you're pretty good too. I like you guys.
Oh, cool.
Been listening
Thanks.
to you guys for a long time. My question today is, okay, so I'm a little bit nervous.
All right. It's
Okay, my ex-girlfriend, she's been my ex for about 6 months now. She is pregnant with my twins.
Ooh. Wow. Okay, and what's the question?
Well, my current girlfriend, who I care about a lot, even though we've only been going out for like maybe 5 months or so.
Don't tell me she's also pregnant.
No, she's not also pregnant. But she is trying to convince my ex-girlfriend to have an abortion.
How far into the pregnancy is your ex-girlfriend?
She's like 2 months, I think, something like that.
2 months only, huh? You sure?
think?
Well, I don't talk to her too much anymore.
How long has she been pregnant?
Oh, wait a minute. Let's do some humping math here,
Yeah,
by
when
the
did
way.
you last hump with her?
You have a girlfriend for 5 months. This girl's 2 months pregnant. How's that work?
Oh, well, I was still seeing her, but my current girlfriend doesn't know.
When was the last time?
Last time, it's hard to remember.
Bogus.
Yeah. Hey, this
Nice
is
try, though.
bogus.
Nice try, Augie.
Augie, you can't do any better than this, Nimrod?
What?
This is it. Oh, yeah, I like the indignity part. Blah, blah, blah. How dare you? Yeah, you can't remember. You're not sure how far along she is. And, the thing about abortions is they're not really based on any time or calendar or anything.
you wouldn't have
have an
looked into that.
indefinite
You
period
wouldn't
of
have thought
time.
about
Yeah, you
that.
never would have checked that out. No, you never would have asked her when she said she was pregnant. You never would have done the math when the last time you were with her. Please. Your boguosity leaves this broadcaster cold. How about that?
He had me fooled.
Let's take a break.
He sounded good, but please, so weak. Listen,
you can't get
people,
just the basic
get a
timing.
couple basic dates now. I'm with my one for 5 months, and this other one, she's about 2 months pregnant. I was with her when. Come on.
Here we go. Let's go.
All
Let's keep
right,
positive.
all right,
Positive
let's go,
attitude.
let's
Let's
go.
go. Let's break it down. PMA.
A. Yeah. All right, everyone. Dexter from The Offspring is here. We'll hear something else off the greatest hits. These guys will be on the Vans Warped Tour starting on the 18th of this month, and we'll be right back after this.
1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dexter's here tonight from The Offspring. Offspring's Greatest Hits, name of the CD. Going to be out in a couple of weeks. Where's that piece of paper, Drew?
Comes out a week from Tuesday.
A week from Tuesday.
From last Tuesday or
Yeah.
this coming
No,
Tuesday?
coming Tuesday, 21st, I think, right?
18th.
18th, yeah.
No,
The
wait a
Warped
minute.
Tour starts the
21st.
18th.
Yes.
21st, yeah.
Sorry, the 21st. Dexter's always right. As a pilot, you can't afford to be wrong. You know what I'm
quick.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be quick. And you measure that fuel in pounds, not in ounces, how you do it, Drew, because you're really cheap, or gallons, how I do it,
in
because
drams.
I'm cool. Yeah. All right, let's talk to Jessica, who's 18 and gets violent and angry. Jessica,
Hi.
what's happening?
Well, every time my boyfriend and I plan on having sex and then we don't, I get really, really mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says here you get violently angry. What do you do?
Yeah, well, I'll scream at his face, and there's been a couple times where I've slapped him, and I don't know why I'm doing it. Like, normally I'm not that angry with him, even when he, does something stupid, and I don't understand why I'm being this angry with him. I don't get it.
How often does this happen?
Every time, pretty much, that we don't have sex. It's when we plan on having sex. Like, we'll talk about it during the day. Like,
Jessica learned his lesson, by the way, this guy.
Maybe that's what he wants.
How often does this happen?
I don't know. Like, just basically whenever we don't have sex.
Jessica,
And we plan
how
on-
often? We're going to hang up on
Whenever
you.
they don't have
How
sex.
often does this happen?
Whenever they don't have sex.
So you don't have sex
You
every
mean,
day,
like-
every month, every year? How often?
Whenever they don't have sex.
Yeah. Do you mean, like, how many times, like, a month?
Sure.
Like 3 times?
3 times a month this happens.
Yeah.
And is it when you are specifically told this is going to happen and you're disappointed that it doesn't?
Yeah, well, we don't actually say, like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We'll just talk about it. Like, well, maybe we'll...
How often do you normally have sex?
A couple times a week.
Now, this business of you hitting him suggests that you were in a family where people hit and that you think that's okay. So, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And that already, the coming from that kind of trauma suggests that you may have sort of triggers that cause you to kind of dissociate and fly into rages. People have different things that will trigger that. Did you have other kinds of trauma too? Were you sexually abused or anything, or neglect? Something else happened?
Well, both my parents are drug addicts and alcoholics.
All right.
But my father, I wasn't really around my mother much, but around my father, he wasn't really, like, abusive. But
Right.
one time he tried to have me touch him, but it didn't go anywhere because I was.
Oh, well,
I
that's
just
just
didn't let it.
what dad doesn't do that. I mean,
Yeah,
gentlemen,
well, man, as long as it didn't go anywhere, that's okay.
My dad and sister did the same thing. The chemistry just wasn't right.
Yeah, it just-
but they
couldn't go.
remained friends.
Yeah. No, nothing
I knew
weird.
it
Perfectly
wasn't right,
normal.
so that's why I didn't allow him to go through
All right, look,
with it.
all that stuff is profoundly disturbed.
Yeah.
And so basically what you have here is a situation
Ooh.
where when you get into
I don't know why it's even creepier to have him
I know,
try and
I
like
know.
get shot down.
I know. It's just because you're aware enough of what's going on.
How
You're
effed
actually
up
present.
do you have to be? I mean, literally. I mean, he must have just been jacked out of his brain on drugs, right?
Yeah, he was really bad.
Yeah.
All right, so you're a mess.
So, Jessica,
Think I get some therapy.
what happens
What-
is,
what do you want?
here's the deal. First of all, you don't perceive normal boundaries because you have a family system where there weren't normal boundaries.
Well, the thing was is that I lived with my grandparents, so I had a really
just
good.
listen to me. Just listen to
No,
me.
it was fantastic.
Yeah, just listen to me. And you also, having been the victim of all these traumatic circumstances, you tend to what's called dissociate. You don't develop a normal regulatory system, and you become reliant on a primitive part of what the nervous system called the parasympathetic system, and you sort of very easily sort of check out. You dissociate, and in those checked out modes, you'll start to fly into rages. And in those rages, you'll sort of express all the usual lack of boundaries that you saw in your family of origin. And so this just becomes sort of an out-of-body experience where you get to develop these rages. And this needs a lot of treatment, Jessica. It's going to be very, very serious if you're having, trying to
You
maintain
better
a
do
family
something,
and that
baby
kind of
doll. What are you going to do? You get some therapy.
I have no idea. It's getting out of control, and he's feeling really horrible about it. And I don't really know how to apologize to him about it because it's like, well, I'm sorry, I screamed in your face and slapped you, but have a good day.
Apologizing has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, go to therapy.
You have to get
That'd be
treatment,
the
or this
greatest
is
gift
not
you
going to
can
get.
give him.
It's not going to get worse, and it's not going to get better. In fact, probably what's going to happen is if this guy's one shred of emotional health, he'll leave, and you will find somebody sick to attach to, and this thing will devolve into real serious problems.
Yeah, he sounds smart, Jessica.
Come on.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You sound intelligent.
Get some help. This has to be
Get some
treated. Your brain actually doesn't work right. You don't regulate normally, and that you need some help building that system.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So what should I do in the meantime when, when I'm
meantime
getting therapy and I'm getting through it and it happens again? What am I supposed to do
You talk
about
to your
it?
therapist about that. You work something out with the therapist. You figure out how to
Okay.
plan. Okay?
All right, Jessica,
All right. Yeah.
name one aircraft from World War II.
From World War II? A jet? I don't know.
See? Can't be
Wait.
done.
Let's get the Axis or Allied.
Oh, really? Okay, go ahead, Drew.
Who were the Axis powers in World War II?
Oh, God. I don't know.
How about the Allies? I'll give you a hint. One of them was America.
One of them was what again?
This country you live in,
Canada.
United States,
America.
Yeah.
What were the other countries involved in the Allies?
Oh, wait. In World War II?
Yeah.
Japan and Germany.
Right. Okay.
Excellent.
And we're all fighting against Canada and Mexico.
No. I don't
Okay.
think so.
All right, baby doll. Once again, proving women know nothing about war. Nothing ever. I mean, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that
We asked a
boggles
guy
my
that he
mind.
names like 18 planes, and it wants to tell us about specific battles they were used in. And
Okay.
I'll tell you what warps my mind when it comes to this. First off, it never seems to come up. I'm the only guy who brings it up. Number two, I'm a dick for bringing it up somehow. But women, and I'm talking age 15 to age 45, have zero knowledge.
I think they're actually aversive to it.
It's not. You wouldn't call it rudimentary knowledge of World War II. It's zero, and it's the thing. It's like, well, it ain't their thing. Well, it's a huge part of history. It's like saying the civil rights movement. It's not my thing. I'm not black. I don't know anything about how that worked. You know what I mean? Or Thomas Edison. I'm no inventor. I don't know anything. I don't know what that guy's name is. Or Marco Polo. I mean, the point is it's not really up for debate. It was a huge event that you need to know 2 or 3 things about, and you should be taught in school about these things. Yes.
Yes.
Drew, you
Yes.
gotta ask your daughter now.
Oh, yes.
She'll know something.
Let's take a break.
Dexter's here from The Offspring. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. One call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
Hello, y'all. It's Adam. It's Dr. Drew over there. Dexter here tonight from The Offspring. Hey. I was going to say the best of The Offspring, but Offspring's greatest hits. It is out on the 21st. Oh, I ate big tonight, Drew.
What you?
And
a little Italian.
No.
Mexican.
Went down on a Mexican hooker, but I don't know.
That's what I'm smelling.
Eating.
Yeah.
No, I had myself a little. I went to the George Lucas AFI thing.
Oh, that's right.
I was like sitting in between like Harrison Ford and Warren Beatty.
Wow.
All the heavy hitters were there.
Cool.
Well, anyone who did anything with Lucas had to show up for a little ass kissing.
And what were you doing there?
Well, here's the thing. I got invited by the guy who invented the Discovery Channel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, see, Drew, you would have been invited, but if you were, you are on the Discovery Channel. That's right. I guess I know who you are. But he invited me, and then I was walking down the red carpet, and everyone kept pulling me over, going, "What makes you such a big George Lucas fan?" And I'm like, the first Star Wars, the one they made 70.
I like that one.
78, that one was pretty cool, and then the other one sucked, and I don't know I'm not into all that stuff, no. And they're like, well, I sound like an a-hole, is what I realized, so I stopped talking at a certain point. But it was kind of cool. There were, John, what's his name, the guy who scored the whole thing, John Williams was sitting there, and Richard Dreyfuss was sitting at my table, and we had a nice conversation.
Nice.
Yeah. And you know what he told me?
Yeah.
He told me he's doing a sex documentary.
Oh, interesting.
Like a multi-part sex documentary.
Oh, boy.
Evidently a man of passion, Drew.
Oh, boy.
I told him you also shared his passion for passion.
But here's the deal about those shows. It's always the superficial BS that people
don't
want you to
crap
believe.
on it, because I was blowing your horn pretty good.
I appreciate it. I'm just saying that's what bothers me. If they were actually really getting into it, actually talking to experts that deal with this stuff, that's cool.
Yeah.
But what they normally do is like, well, let's see what these swingers like to do. Oh, isn't that interesting?
Now that we're good friends, I call him Dick Dreyfuss.
Yeah.
And Dickie was saying that, because, when you have celebrity friends, you have to call them by something that other people know them as. Dick was saying that he was going to do this thing on like the BBC or something like that. But I said, you got to get in here. You got to talk to Drew. Mm-hmm. This guy talks to the kids.
Maybe I'll bring him on my Discovery Health Channel show.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's never going to do that. But the point is interested in sex and a man of passion.
Cool.
All right. Let's talk to Sean, who's 21. Sean?
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just about to go into a club right now.
Into a club?
Yeah. Thursday night.
What kind of club?
Gay club.
You're gay.
What's it called?
So are you, Drew.
Yeah, Drew. You told Drew.
You're gay.
And Drew with his beautiful skin, right? On VH1 shines through, Drew, on the TV. Let me tell you.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. I know those gays do a lot of that anal. I think he's high in the anal right now.
He's not gay.
It kind of hurts. I don't know. I don't do all that.
You see, they don't like the anal, but it sounds close to anal, and so they like it.
I see.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
What's the name of the club you're heading into?
I don't discuss things like that. That gives characteristics of the part of town I'm in. Rather not say. Sorry.
What's your question?
I just had this weird flash, like this poor guy has a boss, and I feel really sorry for him.
For the boss?
Yeah. Like this guy's going to head in to work or someplace like that tomorrow, and there's going to be some poor SOB who actually employs this guy. It's going to suck.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never do that, but I really feel sorry for his boss.
Yeah.
I usually feel sorry for the parents, but in this case, it's the boss. Sean, do you have a job?
Of course, yes.
I feel sorry for your boss.
What kind of work do you do?
Video store.
I'm in sales.
Yeah.
Your poor boss.
I'm a business manager of a little store, a corporate store. So I'm pretty good. I mean, I'm doing pretty well for myself, actually.
What is your question, Sean?
Really? Do we need to talk to him about that?
I just want to know what his question is.
All right.
What is it? Here we go, buddy.
All right. Grandfather died when I was probably like 12 years old. Found out that later on that he was actually my grandmother. And,
so it was a female to male sex change?
Yes, exactly.
That just doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
What are you talking about? My grandmother, right?
Yeah.
She went to San Francisco back in, like, when my mom was probably, like, 16. So this was, like, right when they were starting to really, like, get into this type of stuff. Like, people were starting to change their sex and things like that. And she went out there to San Francisco and had this done. I mean, it was a botch job. Like, I mean, like, the story was, like, my grandpa was actually my uncle. My grandma died in Alaska, and this and that, and this is your grandpa. Call him your grandpa. So I always called him my grandpa. Thought he was my uncle, right? Saw his chest. Grew up with him, of course. So I saw his chest and everything, and his chest was like he always told us. We always asked him what happened. He said I was in a car accident, and actually his chest was like it looked mutilated. Didn't have any nipples. Looked like he just got his chopped off. So, I mean, this was total, like, in the beginning, you know? I have no idea what his genitals look like. Never saw his genitals.
Oh, really? Because I have a picture of my grandfather's genitals. I keep my wallet. He was European, so he's uncut.
Yeah, Sean,
you know? I wasn't erect, but it looked like he fluffed himself just a little bit. I mean, he obviously knew there was going to be a picture taken.
So you're talking about an operation like some 40 years ago.
This wasn't 40 years ago. This was probably like, I mean, at least like maybe 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, well, way off, not 40.
52, so.
Yeah. All right, but the point is, 30 years ago, they really didn't do female to male.
Do you still feel sorry for his boss?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just keep getting back to feeling sorry for the guy.
What's the question, then? What is the question?
What's his question?
I want to know if, like, I mean, like, I was molested when I was growing up, so
right.
I want to know if, like, any of that, like, has, like, if it's hereditary that I would, like, you know, like it, like, and become gay.
No, the liking, the sexual abuse, when people are being sexually abused and they're aroused by it and like it, that actually creates a lot even more conflict for people sometimes. They have a lot more difficulty managing the feelings associated with that trauma because it's so conflicted. But there is the case that sexual abuse, particularly by a male, tends to be associated with becoming gay later in life. We certainly on our show, pretty much all of the gay men that call with a question like this have been sexually abused by men. It's not like you can change it. It sort of changes your wiring, having been through that experience. And probably there's some genetic foundation for sort of a, you know, being changed by the behavior, by the experience. But there are guys out there that are gay by genetic design.
I know it sounds cruel, but if you were like, if Sean was a car and you were a insurance claims adjuster, you just go ahead and label him totaled, right? Put him in the crusher. Yeah, don't bother putting it on the frame. Don't bother putting it on the rack. Let's just go ahead and call
here's
it
the deal with
totaled.
Sean. Sean doesn't seem motivated to change.
That's the scary part, because a guy like Sean, considering what Sean has been through and what Sean has seen, allegedly.
And who knows what the craziness was with the grandmother thing. That doesn't even.
I don't even know what Sean's incoherent version of it was. But Sean. You have, if half of what you tell us is true, you have one chance in life, and that is tons of therapy, fair amount of classical music, and a lot of exercise.
I think a little 12-step in there.
And maybe a little 12-step program. What do you say, buddy?
Well, I listen to classical music. I like classical music.
Okay.
Well, that's
it's all right. I mean, Sean,
a little exercise, a little therapy, a little 12-step, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I can see that happening.
Okay.
All right, good.
All right, there we go. That's all. That's all it's going to take.
I have a question. If he's not gay, why is he lying at a gay club?
No, he is gay. He is gay. He wanted to know if the fact that he'd been sexually abused and liked it is what made him gay.
Here's the answer, by the way. Great nachos. Fantastic, out-of-this-world nachos.
Dexter from the Offspring's here.
Yeah.
There you go. Got a question for Dexter coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Question for Dexter from Mark, who's 25. Mark?
Hey.
What's happening?
Hey, wanted to ask Dexter if he's ever going to get his PhD.
Right. Well, I went to school for a long time, and I was kind of well on the way.
In what area?
Molecular biology.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before.
I'm remembering now.
Yeah. I was trying to get into medical school, and I didn't get in. So they said, "Why don't you just go back and get a master's? Because then they'll like you.
Let you in, yeah.
They'll let you in." So I'm like, so I fell for it. I got the master's and took the MCATs all over again. Still didn't get in.
Then he got smart. Then genius erupted.
And then they're like, "Well, you're halfway there now. Why don't you just finish out the PhD?" So I'm like, I got nothing better to do. I'm in a punk rock band, and no real future. So I'll just go ahead and do this. And it's great because I can also take off on the weekends, and I can,
music.
Yeah, when you're a grad student, you can kind of disappear. It's actually better than having a job. There's a lot of work and a lot of stress and stuff, but it's more flexible and stuff. So it worked out well for me.
What college did you go to, or do you go to?
I went to USC.
And now let me see. It's 4 years for your 4-year.
For your undergraduate degree.
Yeah. And then can you get a PhD in 4 years?
4 years after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
You did 2 masters and 2 PhD, yeah.
So, if you kept your nose to the grindstone...
4 more years, you got a PhD.
4 more years, you get a PhD.
Yeah.
Yes?
Depends on the field and that kind of thing.
Some a little more complicated than others.
Yeah.
Why molecular biology?
Molecular biology is sort of like genetics.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that part of biology better than the other stuff.
How about why biology in general, though?
I thought I wanted to be a doctor.
Go to medical school. That's you got to train in.
Yeah, but is there other? Isn't there other disciplines you can train in? Other
chemistry
biology?
and physics.
That's it.
Yeah,
go biology.
They say you can major in anything, but
everyone does biology.
I might go physics. Might be interesting. It'd be too hard.
Chemistry would be the only thing that would be useful to you. But the reality is, all the high level chemistry you'd learn, you'd never use in medicine.
What about physics? Wouldn't that be cool?
It's cool, but it's hard. It's just math. Just heavy duty
biology
math.
sounds like a brainful too. But the lesser of all the evils, biology, in the difficulty department. Yeah,
not the molecular biology.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Because molecular biology is chemistry.
And so when do you think you'll get your PhD?
Well, this is the thing is that I did all the coursework, and you have to go through some really hellacious exams, and you have to select a committee of professors. And part of their job is like to sort of orally haze you.
Yeah.
They call it an exam, an oral qualifying exam, but they basically just make you feel like an idiot no matter how much you've done.
I know a guy over at SC. I could probably talk to him, get you a degree or something. Yeah, Mark.
So I did all that, and the last thing to do.
That's the business school, by the way.
He says he gets around.
He does. We know that, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Give me time. When are we going to the graduation? That's all I'm saying.
All right. If I were to really do it, it would take me probably 2 years.
Why would you do it?
It'd be cool.
Just to have it?
Yeah, in case.
Greg he's been saying that Dexter's not ever going to get it.
Greg's been saying that?
Yeah.
Oh,
from Bad Religion.
Bad Religion.
So
Yeah.
feud.
Yeah,
but his PhD is like
nerds.
His PhD is in physiology.
Anthropology, I think.
Is it zoology?
Zoology. That PhD's for pussies, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Listen. Molecular biology is no screwing around.
That's right. Yeah.
No, I got smart and dropped out of school and started a band. That's what you guys should do too.
Yeah. How many teachers have airplanes? You know what I'm saying, Drew?
Yes.
How many professors have airplanes?
How many doctors? None.
Oh, none. Well, certainly not this one. And let me ask you this, Drew. Do you get a PhD? Do you get to be called doctor?
Yeah.
All the time, everywhere?
If you want.
I mean, like you make reservations and stuff like that?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Just saying.
But then when they find out you're not an MD, then they treat you worse.
No.
Do they?
Because now nobody... Now everybody says doctor. The dentists say that. The chiropractors say that. The musicologists say that.
Anyone with a PhD goes, I would go doctor.
So as a doctor, you have to say, you say, no, I'm a physician. You have to
physician.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. All right. Let's talk to Mary, who's 23. Mary?
Hi.
What's up?
I just had a question about, I have a 2.5-year-old son, and I plan on being extremely, open with him with questions and things, and beginning, me and my husband, we all three of us, I'm open with being, taking showers and changing, and, he sees our bodies. And I just want to know if something like that can be harmful or okay, or...
Depends how you look nude, quite honestly. If you're a mess, that can really leave a scar.
No, what you should do to your child is shame them about their body. That's your goal.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, but you have to maintain
showering with them.
Right, you have to maintain boundaries, Mary. That's the fundamental sort of goal of a healthy family, is establishing a difference between self and other, and a safe sort of capacity to be close to other people without being invaded by them or catching their feelings or they're catching yours.
You do shower with him?
Well, yeah.
And that's
he doesn't shower with anybody else.
That's fine up to 2 or so, but after that, it's time to set a more firm.
How old is he?
He's 2.5.
2.5. All right.
That's all right. But just that's
He's right. You know, it's a crotch height.
I know.
You know?
He's below
weird. Below it, but even worse.
Yeah.
Better be a little above it. He's on the business end of the crotch. You know what I mean?
No, not much longer then.
No, you've got Mary. You're reacting to something. Something happened in your family where people were intrusive in a different way. What your family was uptight and controlling, and so you're not going to do that. You're going to go the opposite extreme, but you're ending up doing the same thing to your child. Go to the middle. Be reasonable. Whenever you react to what your family did, you're traumatizing your child just in the opposite direction of whatever happened to you, basically.
What happened to you?
That is so true because my mother I would try and ask her questions, and she never wanted to answer them to me. So I was
shocking that Drew knew that. All right.
Yeah. So your thing is, here's the rule of thumb: do not worry about what you want him to know. Worry about what he asks you, and just keep it on his level. Constantly check in with him. Is this what you want to know? Did I answer all your questions? Do you have any more? And if he says no, it's no. Don't then dump a bunch of plumbing on him that he doesn't want to know about. And don't really start this until he's about 8. 8 to 12 is the time to really get into it.
All right.
Okay.
All right. In the meantime,
you know what's funny? Drew's very passionate as a parent. I have zero pressure on me as a parent.
Your pressure is to
I
do
haven't even
something.
spoke to my parents, and I'm literally a millionaire. I mean, look at me. Look how I turned out, Drew. Look at me.
It's amazing.
Amazing, literal millionaire.
I'm not taking that kind of risk with my kids.
I never talked to my parents about anything. We never did anything. They never gave me any money. I mean, I just live and let live. And so the same for everyone I knew. Yeah, everyone turned out fine. Yeah.
They turned out.
Sure, they turned out.
Survived.
Yeah, they grew older. Look at them. Play a little Germany or Florida.
Dexter,
yes,
where'd you grow up?
In Garden Grove. Yeah, right around here in L.A.
Did your parents do something good? Dad's a doctor. What did he do? What's going on? Something happened. Something's good.
They were just
regular guys. Yeah.
He's too healthy for all that.
His dad's got to be a smart guy.
Oh, for sure.
What did he do? Engineer?
He was a hospital administrator.
There you go.
Smart guy. Yeah. Made a
bad.
decent living. Mom, housewife?
A teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually when
education.
People pursue education, they don't have to pursue education. Like you find that one black athlete that wants to go back and get his whatever. You find out his mom is a principal or something. You know what I mean? It's when guys who have money and who are established decide to get educated just because they want to do it for themselves. You can look at the parents. You find there's some educator in that group. Yes. Yes.
Value in education. Yes.
Dan.
Hey, how's it going, Drew?
You're 15.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Time to play Germany or Florida.
All right. Police routinely investigate internet chat rooms for sex crimes and child pornography. They found posts from a man trying to find voluntary victims for a cannibalistic slaughter romp. Upon further investigation...
Germany.
Yeah, we're going Germany already on this one.
Really?
Thank Dexter.
Yeah.
Sounds German.
Okay.
Sounds German.
What is it, Dan?
What's that?
Germany or Florida?
It's Germany.
Yeah.
You guys got me.
All right. Listen, Dexter, I have this plan to bomb Germany again.
Okay.
Because I watch...
Strangely, this story triggered that thought.
I watch a lot of History Channel. And you go ahead and watch what those Krauts were up to in World War II. And you see a little Diary of Anne Frank or something. And you go, wow, that's it? We're done? We're done with these people?
Right,
I don't think we're done with them.
Okay, they got more coming?
I should say, yeah. I mean, you take a look at, liberating concentration camps and them just, going through Poland and just raping and pillaging and, nothing. Maybe 100 million people dead because something they started. And then 20 years earlier, they start another thing. Maybe 150 million people dead. And here's what we do. We give them a little bombing until they stop. They put down their guns. And then we help them rebuild. And then we start buying cars from them. I'm just saying, maybe a little bombing is in order.
Have you been to Germany?
No. I don't want to be. I don't want to
Have you been to Germany?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have a plane.
And don't confuse what he's saying with my feelings.
All right.
Drew, do you think Germans have gotten what they deserve for what they've done, the devastation they have caused this world?
But the people that did that aren't there anymore.
Fine.
There.
So what? Neither are people.
That's what I'm saying.
This show doesn't go to Germany, right?
I'm just saying, you have an airplane.
That's right.
All we need is a couple of bombs.
Right.
And
just
we
put a little bay in there.
I'm not saying we have to, set Berlin on fire. We just would send a message.
Right.
You know what I mean? We have not forgotten what you've done. That's all I'm saying. Right. They deserve it. Do they not?
They deserve the message, but I'm not sure people deserve to die because.
Well, let me say. Let's talk about this.
All right.
What about racism?
What about it?
All right, we pay the price for racism. We didn't own any slaves. Our parents didn't own any slaves.
We bear the
white
onus.
people pay the onus and the burden on this for something that happened a while back. Nothing. We didn't. My parents weren't from this country, or their parents weren't from this country. No one had any slaves or plantations. No one's from the South. But it's our responsibility to some degree, right?
Yeah.
All right. What about the living? And by the way, there's quite a few people still living from that era that could use a nice bombing.
Here's what you got to do. Why don't you threaten?
What about it, Drew? What about it?
I'm going to answer you. Why don't you threaten to bomb them unless they pay you this country tons of money as some sort of restitution?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we need some restitution for what their country has done.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Yeah, because they enslaved a lot of people in their factories and all that.
Don't actually kill people, but threaten to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
But take a lot of money out of them.
All right. All right. My buddy Dexter from the Offspring is going to be doing some. First off, he's almost a PhD, and he's just itching to straight.
Remember, Adam, one of our callers said Germany was an ally.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I may be completely wrong about this. Maybe, yeah. And I might hit Japan too. I might give him just a little taste, but I think the atomic bomb sort of, I would call it.
Made your point there.
I think we made our point.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's take a little break.
I
know what you're saying.
You watch the History Channel? You see
I do
what those people did? You see how they treated people?
Yeah, maybe the History Channel is sort of a dangerous sort of instrument.
Yeah, for him,
it's propagandistic.
It's
raising some interesting.
You watch yourself a nice hour special on the Bataan Death March and see how you feel about the folks over there.
You wouldn't get any more Scheisse videos.
Little bombing. Just a little bombing. All right, let's take a little break. We'll come back, and when we do, we'll hear something else from Dexter and his boys, known as the Offspring, from the greatest hits. All that after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine.
1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Dexter here tonight from the Offspring. Offspring's greatest hits. Going to be out on the 21st of this month. Band goes out on the Warped Tour on the 18th of this month. And we're going to hear something else off the greatest hits after we take one call. Fractured penis, Drew.
Yes. It's an interesting problem.
I
had a guy on my Discovery Health Channel show. I had a guy who broke his penis. And I think
what's the difference between fractured and broke?
Well, I'm assuming that's what he's going to talk about. It's the same thing. It's just you rip it. By the way, I love people that go, I didn't break my finger. I fractured it. It's like fracture and break.
Sounds the same.
It is exactly the same. Now, a displaced fracture means the bone is moved, so it's not together anymore.
Makes sense.
And that's what people sometimes think of as a break.
Now, what's compound? Is that actually poking through?
Poking through your skin, yeah.
That's bad times.
That's bad times.
I like when people say, I cracked my head wide open. Really? Wide open?
Your brain exposed?
Yeah, like if you cracked an egg wide open, wouldn't you expect to see the yolk?
Yolk, yeah. Wide open.
Crack my head wide open. Talk about flair for dramatic.
Yeah.
I had a little butterfly stitch on the forehead over there.
And the scalp bleeds like stink. So that's what people get all excited about. There's blood everywhere.
It goes nuts. Yeah. Once when I was skiing, I got whacked in the face with a ski. I went snow skiing one time in my life, and I got whacked in the face with a ski.
After predicting your dad would whack you? Does that recall?
What?
Didn't you, in the story you said your dad was going to pick up the skis and whack you in the face or something, and he did? Was that not you?
Hold on.
Not you.
You think I went snow skiing with my dad? Do you understand what that would mean? That would mean the Corollas would have a car that would make it to the mountains, and there'd be equipment bought, and you would go somewhere in the weekend? Hell no. I was with Jeff Buck's family.
Okay.
I was with my friend's family, and we went skiing, and I got whacked in the face. And my face started bleeding all down my puss, and as I was going down the hill to get a little medical attention, women were like screaming People need etiquette, by the way. Like, oh my God! It's like, yeah, I know, I'm bleeding. Oh, this is coming all down my.
Anyway, this guy was having sex with his wife, and he pulled out and missed going back in, and they heard this big crack, they said, and it didn't hurt at first. And he looked down, and he had basically a hockey stick, and he went kind of washed up, and his wife said, oh my God, you got to go to the emergency room. Of course, being like any other male, he says, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then when it went down, because it's this, actually a picture, it was a cavernous sort of body that gets ruptured, all the blood leaks out of it into the soft tissue, and he went from an erect penis to a 2-inch penis that was about the size of a paint can. It just eroded out. Purple, flat, big penis. And that's when he said, I'm going to the emergency room. And they can repair that. It's a surgical repair.
All right.
Go talk to Eric.
All right. Thought my dad went skiing.
Yeah, I heard that story somewhere. Eric.
Come on, buddy.
Hi.
So what happened?
Well, about 3 years ago, I was having sex with my girlfriend, and she went, she was on top, and as she was going down, my penis hit her pubic bone.
That's actually the most common way it happens.
And
on top.
It actually, put it bluntly, my penis broke. And I went to the hospital, they looked at it, I was in there for like about a month. It had completely healed. I'm able to get a full erection and everything. However, I got a hematoma, which is just a scar tissue. And it's kind of like, just... It's like a little hump on my penis right there.
Yeah, that's a complication of all that. Yeah,
I'm just to get a full erection though.
Well, the hump, it's just a calcified area of the blood that gets sort of calcifies. If it's an actual scar, it will pull the penis to that side.
You use that love hump to your advantage.
Maybe stick one on the other side.
Yeah, one is good enough.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Naturally ribbed?
Yeah, for her pleasure.
Eric?
My problem is that ever since that day, I've been afraid to have an intimate relationship. And I don't know if I should have got it. Maybe I should get it corrected, or maybe I should just live with it or something.
Penis traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. PTSD. Hey, wait a minute.
It's bogus.
Now it's bogus.
Yeah. Bogus.
Eric, please admit that this is a well-crafted, well-researched, yet bogus phone call.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
All right.
There we go.
But nice try.
Okay.
Is he not talking?
I don't know.
You really think this is bogus?
Eric. Yes, bogus. Eric.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What do you want me to say? That's what happened. Should I get it corrected or not?
Get what corrected?
Like you get the hematoma taken out, or like
smoothing
it or something. I don't know. It's like taking away my confidence. It's just like
No, don't get it corrected. Have a relationship. You're going to be fine. This is highly unlikely to happen again. And believe me, when you sort of get back in action, you won't be worrying about that so much. All right. It's a bizarre. We don't really believe the call. It's sort of a bizarre.
Well,
twist on things.
It's definitely specific information. It's just the part where he's scared to.
Well, let me ask this. How long were we in the hospital for?
He's in the hospital?
Hang on.
No, he won't answer.
How long were you in the hospital for, Eric?
Well, I was just in there for a week, but it completely healed in about in a month.
Okay.
That's right. It would hurt to get a reaction.
Right. That's correct.
Now we believe him. In the hospital for a week?
For 3 or 4 days, yeah. He probably seemed like a week to him.
Oh, yeah. All right.
He's a little gun shy. That's natural, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
a young male kind of gets over that pretty quick. Think about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe he just needs a little reinforcement, like some training wheels, kind of?
Absolutely.
A toilet paper roll over, or scotch tape some popsicle sticks to the side,
Dexter's thing.
Yeah.
PhD.
I was thinking tongue depressors and zip ties, but
that's what he's saying.
Same thing, We're going to hear a little something from the Offspring. Great advice, brother. This is one Drew picked. It's an oldie but a goodie, and you just can't go wrong. It is called "Come Out and Play."
You gotta keep them separated.
Like the latest fashion, like the brain disease.
separated. You gotta keep them separated. Separated. Hey! You gotta keep them separated. Hey! Separated. Hey! You gotta keep them separated. Hey!
Yeah. One of the greatest rock songs of all time, The Offspring, everybody.
Wow, I don't know about
yeah,
that. Thank
I
you.
love that song. There's no part of it you don't like.
Well, thank you.
You know
Thank
what I
you
mean?
very much.
It just
Yeah.
goes. And it's got a slight novel feel to it, as well as rocking, which is hard to do.
I just remember when you and I were watching them play that song at the Shrine Auditorium about 5 years ago, and the damn thing almost collapsed.
I remember that. The balcony was
Yeah.
really shaking there.
Yeah. That
would have been cool.
I was scared for the kids.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, though, would have been rocked to death. Been awesome. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Take
All
a
right. Let's talk to
Sarah.
Sarah's 23. Sarah?
Sarah from Seattle in a sorority. Strangely enough.
What's up, baby doll?
Sarah?
All right.
What?
We're having technical problems.
Just try one more time. Just try it. I'm just saying. Sarah? All right. Go back to 2.
Drew, do you understand you're cursed? You're not
Yes,
just
I
unlucky,
do.
you're cursed.
No, I know.
Ellie?
Thank you for making note of that.
Hello?
You're 19?
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey. Well, I just wanted to say hi to Dexter because I love
hey.
him. Oh, hey, Dexter. What are you doing? Yeah, and I also wanted to ask you something because I think you're so awesome.
Well, thanks.
Oh, gosh, no, you don't understand how much, I was, so in love with you, and I still am and stuff. But, hey, do you have, any books to recommend for the summer? Or actually, your favoriteest book ever?
Anything by Danielle Steele. Always a good choice.
Shut up. No, I'm serious. No.
Favorite books.
I would read anything you, recommended.
Oh, I don't know. How about Catcher in the Rye? That's a good one.
Well, hello. Who hasn't
19.
read that?
19.
Oh, okay.
Who hasn't read that? I'll tell you who hasn't read it. The Ace Man. Yeah. Keeping it real.
Yeah. I read this great book on World War II you'd really be interested in.
Oh, Ellie.
How about The Idiot by Dostoevsky? There you go. Go read that.
Let's ask you, do you know anything? One plane from World War II.
Plane. I don't know how to name. I don't know a plane, but I do know. I did take that thing. I did take American history twice. So I
always a bad sign. Yeah.
What's that? What
So you
happened?
know who the Americans were allied with in World War II then?
Is it Britain and France and stuff?
And stuff. That's
no?
pretty good.
No?
Yeah,
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
Ellie, we're impressed.
Right. That's good.
All right, baby.
We can't be mean to her. She was nice to me and stuff.
That was
so.
good. All right. So, what was the book at the now that the dust is settled, Dexter? Do you have a book for her?
You know, I don't know. I don't read books.
Please.
Yeah, that's
Dexter,
punk rock, baby.
How could you be getting a PhD and not read books? I mean, weird.
It was books on tape.
All of them?
Listen in my car.
Well, what are you into, Allie? What do you like?
Oh, like as in books?
Yeah.
Like Albert Camus and like Thomas Mann.
Oh, well, Death in Venice.
Oh, are you kidding me? I love that.
Or, read Buddenbrooks.
Buddenbrooks? Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
It's kind of an interesting German, speaking of Germans.
Oh, really?
Or even just DaVinci Code or something. That's a fun book.
Yeah.
All right. I read The Phantom Tollbooth when I was in the 6th grade. So I recommend it. Yeah.
Which one? Judy Blume?
The Phantom Tollbooth? No?
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know, but Adam, I love you too, and Dr. Drew, I love both of you guys, like, a lot. And I listen to you. I've been listening to you since I was like 12 or 13.
Oh, I just thought of another book I read. I read Nobody Gets Out of Here Alive, the Jim Morrison Doors book.
Really, you read that?
Yeah, I read it.
Heard that was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
I love
Look,
Doors.
So you are capable of reading a book.
if I read it, it had to be good because.
Will you read my GD book?
No. Come on, Drew. Don't put me in that position, man.
I know it's heavy.
You know what I mean? It's unfair for you to ask me to read your book,
Read
man.
your script, man.
Yeah, but you read. You're easy. That's what you do, man. I'm a doer, not a reader. You know what I'm saying, man?
The David Lee Roth book was really good, too.
Plus, I believe reading poisons the mind.
I know you believe that.
What's that place where they lend you the books?
Here we go.
It's it doesn't have the word book in it, but it's like a big barn, and they have books in there, and people borrow them. What is the name of that place?
A library.
But it doesn't have...
Libra.
It doesn't have the word book in it. You know, I think it would have book or read or magazine or something.
Something.
I like when
just
they have
go to the bookstore.
the newspapers and the magazines on those big long sticks.
Right.
What goes on with that? You don't have 10 cents for the newspaper? You got to read one that's attached to essentially a martial art baton? Really? Is your dignity worth 25 cents? People I would go in there when I'm in charge. I'm going to raid the libraries.
Ooh.
And here's what it's going to be.
We're bombing people indiscriminately, and we're burning the books.
I will. No, as you know, I'm going to turn junior colleges, half of them into minimum security prisons.
Yes.
And without bringing prisoners in, just whoever's in there at the time is in.
Right.
The rest into trade and tech schools. And then here's going to be my plan for the place with the books. What?
Well, no. Finish the story about the junior colleges when you clear everybody out who you're not going to keep in the prison.
Well, oh, yeah. Yeah, junior. Yeah, I'm just going to show up one day in a pair of reflective cop sunglasses with a shotgun that I'm just going to pump, and I'm just going to get on the bullhorn and be like, "There's a new sheriff, kids. Listen, slackers, it's time to get to work." And I just pump the thing and fire, and I yell, "Get! Go on, get! Scatter, hippies! Yeah!" And they all just start running for their microbuses and go back home. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at junior college. Oh, that's for graduation. Here's what I'm going to do with the libraries. I'm going to show up at Tuesday about noon, and I'm just going to start combing. And if you ain't a school-age kid that has a damn good reason to be there, I'm going to know what your business is.
You're going to round them up, take them to the junior colleges.
Yeah, I'm going to see guys like, what? Hey, buddy, let me see some ID here. What are you, 39? Uh-huh. Well, what day is it? It's Tuesday. It's noon. You work graveyard shift or something like that? No? Because your recent pay stub? All right, let's go. Let's clear it out. What are you doing? What's going on? You're sitting here reading Boy's Life at noon. Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's go. You're going right down. We're going to junior college. I got a trade tech thing over there. We're going to get you into welding. Let's go. What's going on? What are you doing? You know, and that's my whole thing. I'm going to start combing the city. I'll be going into Starbucks. Guys sitting there with the computers open. It's the middle of the week. It's the middle of the day. He's on his 5th latte. He's been sitting there for 4 hours. What's going on? You're not paying taxes. That's one thing I'm almost sure of. Mm-hmm. What's going on? What are you doing? What's your plan? Go home. What do you got? You got a living room? Get your ass in there. This ain't this for working people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What do you think, Drew? What about combing through the libraries that way?
Let's go talk about while we pee.
I should be peeing here?
No, in the bathroom. We'll go to the bathroom.
Oh,
we will.
okay.
Let's go talk about it.
All right. Dexter's here. Drew, seriously, we would be doing those people a favor,
Yes,
right?
yes. Tough love, yes.
The weirdos just sitting there reading reading the Times in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Dexter's here tonight from the Offspring. We will take a few more calls.
Hey, we got to promote the phone number here, Adam, that our screener's doing such a great job culling through calls. She needs lots of them to...
1-800-LOVE-191.
And I would just take this opportunity again to thank LoveLine listeners for supporting me on Discovery Health Channel.
Maybe it wasn't them.
Well, whatever.
Maybe it was strangers, Drew, who just felt sorry for you.
Yeah, all right. I thank them too.
Yeah, I think that way. Neil?
Yeah.
You're 21?
Yep.
What's up?
I have a Prince Albert. I'm sure you guys are kind of familiar with what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having sex with my girlfriend a couple months ago, and just had a guy on who did the exact same thing, pulled out, but instead of me cracking my penis, my piercing caught and pulled inside my urethra.
Lovely.
And ever since then, I've been having to buy larger jewelry because my urethra, the opening, keeps stretching.
Nice.
I'm worried, like, am I going to cause some weird nerve damage or side effects from it?
Could be.
Could be?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Drew's being a little bit cruel, but we don't have a ton of sympathy for those who...
No, it's not even sympathy. It's like, no,
yeah, we don't care. It's like, come on, look, what you want? I mean, you start putting holes in your dork, and S happens.
Right, exactly.
And that's what Drew's saying.
All kinds of S can happen.
But Drew, put that aside and help them out.
I mean, you should be taking the thing out and try to get this thing to heal if it will, and certainly not get worse. Maybe some sort of piercing organization could give you some tips on things you could put in that would be less likely to cause trouble. But you can even tear it through and through. You could the whole thing can be ripped apart.
It hurts my teeth. Neil.
Yeah.
Why don't you just break down and take it out?
My girlfriend loves it.
Your girlfriend loves it.
All right.
She does. I mean, it's not. She said she's fine with it out. So I left it out for like a good month to make sure that it was all healed up and good.
I got an idea. Why don't you take it out and she can go ahead and put it through the end of her vibrator? That way, she still can enjoy the pleasure of the penis ring.
By the way,
and you can have your urethra back.
If that were so pleasurable to women, you make a great point here, Adam. They would make vibrators with those things on
which
it.
Of course they don't.
They don't, because it doesn't mean jack to women.
Yeah, I know. And if it does, it just means your girlfriend's a mess.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, Dexter?
Takes all kinds.
It's pain for fashion, right?
Yeah,
for fashion.
But I just, the idea that you would be poking a hole in that part of your body just seems, I don't know, it goes against everything my penis stands for.
You make a habit of keeping your penis away from spears, I've noticed.
I sleep on my stomach for that reason. I'm scared something sharp is going to hit it, or it'll get bit by a lizard.
Oh, lizard?
Yes.
They bite penises.
We live in a dry climate, Drew.
Oh, really? That's true.
Yes, summer's coming up. There's a lot of lizards around where I live. I don't need any problems. Shannon?
Yeah, hi, Adam.
21?
I'm 21 from Hollister. I just want to say, Adam, you're freaking awesome and I love you. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
And Drew, you're awesome too. I love you.
Thanks,
you keep doing what you're doing.
We shall. What's going on?
I just want to say, hi, Dexter. I love you. I've loved the Offspring since
You keep doing what you're doing.
10 years old.
Are they allowed to continue doing what they're doing?
Yeah, continue what you're doing forever and ever and ever.
Okay, cool.
All
thanks.
right. Well, can they stop after you're dead? You know what I mean? Because at that point, it's sort of academic.
She wants her grandkids to
Oh,
continue to
okay.
enjoy.
All right. Well, keep going, Dexter.
Okay.
I just had a question for Dexter.
Okay.
When you guys were in high school, you had 2 other band members before Ron and Noodles.
Uh-huh.
Is that correct?
We had Well, we had 2 drummers early on, yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
2 different drummers early on, yeah.
Okay, what were their names?
Jim and James.
Jim and James?
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
First was Jim. See, when you start out a band, right, it's like, this is going to be great. This is going to be so much fun. We didn't have instruments or anything. So Jim was our first drummer, and he was like my best friend. He lived down the street and stuff. And then we played for a couple months. We had a couple practices, and then he decided that he wanted to hang out with his girlfriend, and she was going to be going away to college. So he's just like, I'd rather hang out with my girlfriend than practice.
Oh, is he hating life now?
Was he a good drummer?
No, he was terrible.
Oh, okay.
He was really, really bad.
What's he do now?
He's an accountant.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. And I still keep in touch.
Punchline. I was gonna.
He landed. He landed on his feet. And the next guy.
The next guy also, we went to high school together and stuff, and he practiced more. He lasted a couple years and stuff. But he wanted to be a doctor also. He was going to UCLA.
Wow.
And he was so focused on it that he wouldn't show up for shows and stuff. He's like, I got to study for my test.
Man, an Asian drummer. You don't hear about that often. What was the guy's nationality?
Oh, he was Caucasian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He said Caucasian. Did you hear the way he said that?
I heard it.
That's right. Well, I want to make sure I say this
Asian.
correctly or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I heard Asian.
Caucasoid. Caucasoid is what I heard.
he is now a doctor, OBGYN.
Wow. All right. Well, that's nice. He's not, slamming heroin with Pete Best. We'll take ourselves
he wasn't.
Okay. But the point is he's a pro.
Yeah.
We'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, guys, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Call the Dateline. Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? Call the Dateline. 1 call's all you need to make. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE.
If you need help,
call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Everybody. Well, that's a show. I want to thank Dexter for coming in here from the Offspring. Greatest hits. Our pleasure. Always a good time and a learning experience.
That's what I'm going for.
And spiritual.
And a spiritual journey. I want to thank engineeress Michelle for doing a fantabulous job all week. And then, of course, engineer Chris, engineer Anderson, the nimble-fingered one. The Liberace of the potentiometers, Drew, yes?
Yes.
Sorry for spitting on you.
Yes.
New phone screener, Peppermint Patty. And who else? Producer Ann for...
Patricia, whatever.
Bringing in big names like Dexter from The Offspring. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew.
Lauren and Chris.
Lauren. Oh, I forgot about Junior producer Lauren. And yes, I already thanked Chris. So, until next time, Sam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.